Hi there. Hope you have a great day today. So this lesson we continue on with the introduction to polynomials. So this is part 2. So let's get into it, okay? So for this expression here, we need to find the constant, the degree, the leading term, and the coefficients of the leading term, okay? Now to do this, of course, let me give you a couple examples first. So let's say if we have, let's say 2x plus, let's say 3, power of 2, okay? To find the constant, the degree, the leading term, and the coefficients of the leading term, we expand them out and we answer the question, right? So let's say I'm expand this out first, okay? So this is just the same as 2x all squared plus 2x times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So 6x, and then we double it, so that give me 12x, see? And then you add 3 square, which is 9. And then you add 3 square, right? Which is 9. I just simplify this first. So that is equal to 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. So the coefficient of the leading term is 4, and the degree is 2. And this is the leading term for x squared, and this is the constant. So you can answer all the questions, right? Now similarly, okay, if we have, let's say 2x minus 5 for instance, right? Then I expand this again. So if I expand this out, of course, this is 2x all squared and plus 2x times negative 5, that give me negative 10. And I double it, so give me negative 20x. And then plus negative 5 squared, correct? So that will give me, okay, 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. So then the coefficient of the leading term is 4. The degree is 2, and the leading term is 4x squared, and the constant is 25. So we can answer those. But the thing is, this is not power of 2, it's power of 4. So what happens if a question is power of 10 instead of power of 2 or power of 4, right? Now to do this, so we can look back the 2 examples here and we find the pattern, okay? So let's go back to the first example. So in the bracket here, 2x is the leading term, but then it's power of 2. So therefore, if you expand this out, the leading term will give me this. Agree? So that is 4x squared. And then the constant is this one here, correct? So 3 all squared. So that gives me the constant, so which is 9. Then have a look at the second examples. So right here, so this is 2x minus 5. All square, right? So in here, the leading term in this bracket is 2x, but then it's power of 2. Now to work out the leading term, all you need to do is 2x all square. So which is 4x squared. And then the constant in this bracket here, the constant is negative 5. But then it's power of 2. So what we do, we just go negative 5 square. So that give me 25. There you go. You can answer all the questions. See, the degree is 2 and the leading term is 4x squared and the constant is 25. Now we can just use this logic to answer the questions. Now let me write it out first, okay? So this is 3x squared minus 5 power 4. So let's work out the leading term for inside the bracket here first. So the leading term is 3x squared, but then it's power 4. So therefore this becomes 3x squared power 4 is the leading term. Now remember, AB power of n, okay, is A power of n, B power of n. Don't forget, okay? So this means that this becomes 3. Now nothing means 1. So that means 1 times 4 is 4. So 3 power 4. And then 2 times 4 is 8. So x to the power of 8. But then 3 power 4 is 81. So which is 81 x power 8. So this is the leading term, right? And the degree is 8. And the coefficient of the leading term is 81. There you go. So the constant, now to work out the constant, so inside this bracket, the constant is -5. So therefore, this becomes -5 power 4 because this is power 4. So -5 power 4. So what I do, I just put in a calculator. So -5 power 4. There you go. So 625. There you go. So I can answer all the questions, right? So the constant is 625. So I can just write -5 power 4 equal 6 to 5. And the degree is equal to 8. I just write here. And the leading term, okay, the leading term is 81 x to the power 8. And the coefficient of the leading term is this one here, okay? The coefficient of the leading term. So which is 81. There you go. Done. Now please pause the video. Okay, I want you to try this one yourself. See if you know how to do it. Hi, I'm back. Let's go through it together. So let me write it out first. So 2x squared plus 3 power 5. So we just work out the leading term first. So the leading term inside bracket is 2x squared. But then it's power 5. So I just write it down. So 2x squared power 5. Now 2x squared power 5. So 2 is just mean 2 power 1. Okay. So 1 times 5 is 5. So that means 2 to the power 5. And then x equal, so 2 times 5 is 10. So x to the power 10. So don't forget, okay? 2 power 5 is 32. Otherwise, of course, you can just use your calculator. There you go. These are the leading term. And the coefficient of the leading term is 32. And the degree is 10. So I just answered them first, okay? So the coefficient of the leading term equal 32. And the leading term is equal to 32x to the power 10. And the degree is equal to 10. And the constant. Now the constant inside this bracket is 3. But then it's power 5. So it goes 3 to the power 5, which equal to, so I just use calculator. So I just go 3 to the power 5. There you go. 243. There you go. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this one here. Can you please pause the video and try it yourself? Hi, I'm back. Let's go through it. So, first of all, to do this, now we find the constant, right? So, in this bracket here, the constant of this is 2. And the constant of this is -3. And this constant is 4. So to find the constant, all we need to do is we just go 2 times -3 times 4. Okay, that's all it is. So the answer is -24. There you go. That's a constant. Before we answer part B, just work out the leading term first. Okay, so we can see it from there. So let's focus on this. The leading term of the first one is x, and the second one is 2x, and the third one is x. So we just time them together, okay? That will give me the leading term. So the leading term for this is x times 2x and times x. So that give me 2x to the power 3. That is the leading term. So therefore, the degree is 3. So I just write equal to 3. And the leading term is, of course, is equal to 2x to the power of 3. And the coefficient of the leading term is 2. So therefore, the answer is 2. There you go. As simple as that. Now, next one. Let me do it with you, okay? So the first one, the constant. Now remember, the constant of this term first, inside here is negative 3. So it's power 3, so the constant for this is negative 3 power 3. And the second one, which is the constant for inside bracket here, is negative 1. But it's power 3, so therefore the constant for this term is negative 1 power 3. So to find the difference in constant is negative 3 power 3 minus negative 1 power 3. So that gives me negative 27 minus, because it's minus negative 1. So which is equal to negative 26. There you go. Now to work out the degree, of course, we need to work out the leading term first. Then we can find the degree, right? So let me just focus on this first. So in here, the leading term for inside bracket is 2x. But then it's power 3. So the leading term for this is 2x to the power 3. And the leading term for the second one inside this bracket here is 3x. But it's power 3 again. So we just go 3x to the power 3. And then we just minus it. Of course, this minus here, we just copy that out. Then 2x to the power 3 is 2 power 3, which is 8, and x power 3. Right? And then minus, so 3x to the power 3, of course, is 3 to the power 3 is 27, and x to the power 3. So that will give me, now 8 minus 27. So 27 minus 8, so 20 minus 8 is 12, add 7 is 19. So instead of 19, is negative 19. So x to the power 3. There you go. That is the leading term. Therefore, the degree is 3. So we just write this down. Degree is equal to 3. The leading term is this one here. So which is equal to negative 19 x to the power 3. And this one here, the coefficient of the leading term. So the coefficient of the leading term is negative 19. There you go. Now please pause the video and try it yourself. Hi, I'm back. Let's go through it together, okay? So first one, okay, let's work out the constant first, okay? So the constant for inside bracket here is negative 2, but then is power of 2. So negative 2 square. So I just write this down. So negative 2 square. And a minus. Now the constant for this one here is negative 3. But then it's square. So we just go negative 3 square. So the answer is, so I just write in here. Okay, negative 2 square minus negative 3 square. So which is equal to 4 minus 9. So the answer is negative 5. Now to find out the degree and the leading term, of course, we find the leading term first, then we can answer the degree and the coefficient of the leading term, okay? So let's back to this. So the leading term inside this bracket here is 3x, but then it's square. So we can just write 3x all square. And then minus the leading term inside this bracket here is 2x, but then it's square. So therefore, 2x square. Then 3x square is 9x square. Minus 2x square is 4x square. Then the answer is 5x square. So this is the leading term. So therefore, the degree of this expression here is 2. So I just write 2 down. And the leading term is, of course, is 5x squared. So I just write this down, is equal to 5x squared. The last question is the coefficient of the leading term. Of course, the coefficient of the leading term is 5. So I just write this down. There you go. I hope you got them all correct. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.